I'm an introvert. When COVID first happened, the first 6 weeks, I was like, oh, a break from people. Okay. This might not be too bad. So, but then after about week 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm like, oh, this isn't good. Even the introverts were like, oh, this isn't good. We got to fix this. Hi everyone, it's Deanna. Hey, if you want to build your belief so that you can accomplish your goals and live out your dreams, then keep on watching. And if you would like to learn how to level up your personal growth mindset, be sure to hit subscribe and the notifications bell so that way you'll be among the first to know when I upload a new video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of a hashtag replay. I recently had a live collaborative with fellow YouTuber and beauty influencer Charlotte Metcalf, along with her beauty ambassadors and her beauty influencers. And I had an opportunity to share my personal growth story and how I have learned from and learned how to use value-based goals to improve my life. And I can't wait to share it with you, and I can't wait to hear what you think of the information and the content. Now, I do want to give you a little heads up. As you're watching along, you might be thinking, how did Deanna become a lead character in a 1970s Godzilla film? As you watch, you'll start seeing that my voice and my actions do not match. I hope that you're going to be able to look past whatever happened with StreamYard, because the live was great, but somehow when we recorded it to StreamYard and download it, something happened to me. I don't know, but I'm hoping you can look past that and that you'll be able to find value within the information that I share and that you'll enjoy my personal growth story. And I hope that it can make a difference in your life. So let's get started.
I want to go ahead and share with you my special friend that I just recently met. We were in a class together. We've known each other for just a couple of months. I know most of you should know that I started a YouTube channel, which I'm really excited about. And I met Deanna in my YouTube channel class. And we just instantly became friends. And then I found out later that we had this mutual connection. She's in Bible study fellowship. I did that for like 100 years. She's done it for like 100 years. And so I was like, well, it's no wonder we like each other so much. And, you know, she is amazing. She's helping me. I mean, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited because I'm just like, I'm learning a lot from her. Miss Deanna, let's go ahead and get rolling with you. And thank you so much for being here and just pouring into us tonight about, just helping us with our personal growth and goal setting and all that kind of things. So take it away.
Oh, thank you. So yay, Charlotte. So the very first introduction I had of Charlotte was with her and her pom-pom. And I was like, that's a girl for me with pom-poms. She's going to grab her pom-poms. Any girl that's got pom-pom candy is a girl for me. I love it. I love it. And I got to tell you that if you know Charlotte and you're on here with this group and you know her, 5 minutes in her presence and you are instantly blessed. She's a ray of sunshine. She brings joy to my life. Even though we still have not met officially in person, this is definitely one of the blessings of pivoting and going online, is that now the world has opened up for us and we are all meeting people all around. So I encourage you also to comment along, and if comments, I watch for your comments on my videos and I do answer them, and your comments will drive content on that channel. So I would love if you find value of it, just subscribe and join along. So we're going to be talking a little bit about things that I have learned through my life experience. My background, I'm the youngest of 4, but I'm like a way younger. You know, if anybody can relate to, we're having a kid after you've already had kids. My mom was 40 when she had me, in an era when it wasn't cool to have somebody when you're 40. And I experienced sexual assault through a family member as a child. and then proceeded to immediately not talk about it, block it, never told anybody, and kept it as a secret for a huge portion of my life. Now, when you have something like that, it rules your behavior. Everything you do comes from that brokenness. Every decision you make, every person you attract, every person you allow in your circle. On a second marriage. We have been married 23 years, and we have a collided family. Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, we have a collided family. You know what I'm talking about. Means there's people that were part of this because they had no choice. You know, they're kids that are like, we're hostages. We have no choice. We're here because we don't have a say in this. And so they're like collateral damage, poor guys. And we have 8 children between the two of us. I only birthed 3. Thank goodness, only 3. And the last one was one that we had together. He was our gift with purchase. So we weren't going to have any more kids, but God was like, no, 8's a better number. So we got about 6 years ago. My husband had an off and on again drug addiction. He was a functioning addict. And I knew about it, but because he functioned, it wasn't always like out there. You know what I'm trying to say? If you know anybody that's ever had an addiction, it's not completely disabling, but it disables your relationship. And there's a fine line between grace and enabling. And I was an enabler. And BSF is the one that brought me closer to Jesus and helped me develop a relationship with Jesus, so that I knew, yes, yay, BSF, so that I knew where my love comes from and who loves me and what that means. He was going to commit adultery. I caught him in it. I innocently went to go shut his phone off and saw some messages pop up, and they were not okay messages. And it instantly, I had no idea, none whatsoever. So it instantly rocked my world, and we ended up separating for a year. Now, in that year's time, I stuck with my Bible study. I stuck with church. I surrounded myself with very godly people and a lot of counseling. I am a advocate of godly counseling. Let's just say you don't even have to have something wrong to go to counseling. Just having somebody else to talk to sometimes is a blessing. And we agreed that because we agreed on Jesus and nothing else at that point in our life, but we agreed on Jesus, that we were going to try to work this out. We were going to give it as much time as it needed. He was going to go get his counseling and get his relationship figured out. You know what I'm saying? That one. And I was going to work on my relationship, and then we could come together as human beings that have a relationship that's strong. That way we could work on this one. At that time, while I was separated, I earned a Mary Kay car and became a sales director. Now, I've been a director multiple times. Thank you for the yay. I've been a director multiple times, and there's a lesson in that. Now, what I want to talk to you about, and I just want to give you that background because it helps you understand why I'm so passionate about working from your values. And so I want to talk to you tonight about values. Because one of the reasons I was a director, not a director, a director, not a director, a director, not a director, there's basically 2 pursuits in our life that we operate from. So the one pursuit that we tend to live from or work from is, what can I do to prove myself or to be good enough? Now, knowing my background with my childhood and my young adulthood, and I always operated in how could I be good enough. Now, but if you're operating from how can I be better, how can I fix myself, how can I improve myself, you're not operating out of value. You're operating out of guilt and shame, because you're never going to be good enough. You're never as good as your best moment, and you're never as bad as your worst moment. So there's never a good enough. Grace is grace, and grace covers it, and grace is grace. You don't have to earn it, and you're never going to be good enough for it. So if grace covers it, then what do I really value? One of the things I value in self-improvement is what it can do for myself that I can pass on to others, the growth that it gives me so that I'm able to do other things. When you're working in your values, so I value grace. I value grace so much. Yes, grace. If it weren't for grace, this girl would be toast. Okay, there would be no hope for her. So now, grace still holds me accountable for my actions and my thoughts and my behavior. But when I'm working out of something I value, personal values, that thought life and the behavior life is completely directed by my values. And the results that I get, the tangible things. So let's talk about some tangible things. Tangible goals we go for. So in Mary Kay, we set tangible goals, do we not? I mean, diamond rings, bumblebees, cars, trips. There you go. Yep. We set tangible, I can touch it, feel it goals where we can show it off. And the outside world that isn't in Mary Kay or isn't in direct sales or doesn't have that kind of support, they get that. So they're supporting your tangible goal. What they don't realize is they're supporting your growth goal. And when you are reaching for something tangible, it's really not that ring. It's really not that car. I mean, it might be, but if that's all it's for, you won't keep it. Like if you're reaching for directorship because you think once you're a director, everything's going to be fine and you're going to be fixed and it's going to be okay, they're going to find you out and you're not. And next thing you know, you're not a director anymore because you didn't work out of value. You worked out of need. And need, and I have to, feels heavy. It has a weight on it. It's like baggage. And you might get through it and you might push through it, but it will eventually wear you out and it will collapse. When you're operating from value, value is stuff you get to do. So when I'm working towards a car, it's not the car. I mean, yes, it is. I don't look cute walking. It is the car. Okay, I know. But it is what the car represents. It's that feeling and that knowledge of who did I help by either finding her signature lip color, helping her with her eyebrows. We had an eyebrow clinic earlier today. Eyebrows are important and stressful. So if I can help her figure out how to get her eyebrows on and she's like, okay, I feel like a human being again, because, it's been a rough year for COVID people. Or if it's changing her life because you're helping her be able to stay home with her little ones or have a side income. Mary Kay was a side gig for 15 years for me. I worked a full-time job. So if you're helping her, that's what that car represents. So when I see pink Cadillac drivers, what I see is all the people they've helped, all the value they have brought to the world around them, and the financial value they've brought to the world around them. It increases your tithing. It increases your ability to serve in your community because it does free you up to have more time to help. So the other pursuit, so when you're working from your values, what you're going to be working from is what can I do with the gifts I have? So it's not how can I improve myself? It's what can I do with the gifts I have? So it's more about giving and getting to, right? So it's less heavy. It's a lot more light. So when you're working from what can I give, think about every day you get to discover something new, and every day is a get to. And one of the things this year that I'm valuing is health, personal health, because a lot of people have really struggled with personal health. But in November, I started seeing the value in how I feel, how I sleep better, how I wake up better, how I can get through my day better and not have those moments of just pure exhaustion because of the exercise that I did at 6 a.m. But I have to remind myself, okay, you're going to feel like crud if you don't exercise today. You're going to hurt more. You are going to be tired in a weird way. Like you won't sleep good, but you'll be mentally tired and physically tired. If you go exercise, you'll even make better food choices today because you don't want to blow that exercise that you did. So I'm valuing good health. So now the decisions I'm making are better and help support me better so that now I can also work my business better. And when you're working within your values, it also gets rid of self-doubt. Because your values are there whether you're working from them or not. But they are the core of who you are. They're in your spirit, they're in your heart. They are who you are. And if you're struggling right now and you don't know what your values are, start watching people around you and what do you appreciate in them? What are some of the values that they have that you appreciate? That'll help you kind of start. Because I never had thoughts of values. I never really knew that I had values. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. I knew how to goal set because I learned in Mary Kay how to goal set. I did not learn how to dream based on values, because honestly, if you're working from your values, if you don't reach that goal, it feels different than if you don't reach the goal and you're just reaching for tangible stuff. So when you're reaching for tangible stuff, you're like, I didn't really want it anyway. It's all right. I'll live. It's okay. When you're working from your values and you don't reach that goal, you say things like, it's okay, but I'm going to keep going. I may not get it yet, but I'm going to keep reaching for it. I'm going to keep looking at how can I learn from what went well, celebrate my victories, what went well, where was I working out of my passion and my love, and take that and what can I do with it to get to this goal? And what is the goal? What's that feeling? When somebody says, oh, I really want to replace the job. I don't want to be in that job anymore. Well, okay, why? What are you going to feel when you don't have that job anymore? What's the feeling you're hoping to get? The feeling is a value, by the way. You might not get there right away, but you're going to strive towards that. And then when you get it, you're going to feel that, you know what I'm saying? You get that kind of fuzzy, warm feeling. When you aren't working in your values, you kind of resent life. You're kind of a whiner and a complainer. You're not happy. You're constantly dissatisfied. You're always looking for the fix. You give up quickly when you're not working in your values. So if those kind of things are happening and you're like, okay, wait a minute, reassess it. Do I really value this? Do I value the outcome? Like there's jobs I've had, I don't really value the outcome. Yeah, I get a paycheck, but I'm like, I don't like how I feel when I'm there. I don't like how I feel when I have to get up in the morning because I have to go. I don't like how I act when I get home because I've been stressed. I don't value the results of that job. Yeah, I value the paycheck because I like to eat and have lights and electricity and heat and all of that, but I can get that. I don't need this job to get that. So if you're working in a job that is just wringing you dry, look at where the values are. The values may not match up. So it's beyond the goodies. It's beyond when you're setting goals. I do want you to set tangible goals. Obviously, we need tangible goals. But when your values support your goals, it's way beyond getting stuff. It's way beyond accumulating stuff. Have you ever heard those stories where it's this really rich person that had all this stuff and they're like, I gave it all up because I was miserable? It's because they didn't get it from their values. It wasn't a tangible result from working from their values. They literally were chasing the dime. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that supports your values, I love to make more money because I can give more. It increases tithing, it increases giving, and that warms my heart, and that's something I value, is giving more. Okay, I think that's it.
Oh my goodness. I mean, so good. And I just want to, I had some nuggets here, Deanna. Thank you so much for your time and just being with us and your story. I mean, I didn't know that story before tonight, you guys. I mean, I'm a new friend of Deanna's, and I just appreciate you being so transparent and real. I really am all about that. And I appreciate that in you. And so thank you for doing, for bringing light to your past and your experiences. And I know that others can, it's just a beautiful thing. Love that you mentioned a couple of things. Value is stuff you get to do, and then I also loved, what can I do with the gifts I have? And I am really big on that, because I do believe that we all have some God-given gifts, and and if you work in your gifts in that wheelhouse, I always encourage people, I named our team Be Beautiful because I want you to be you. If you be you, then you're going to do awesome, right? So thank you for reminding us about what we get to do. It's been something I try and remember to realize. I don't have to do something. I get to do things. That is wonderful. If you get one thing out of this tonight, then it was worth it, right? in closing, I just want to say that thank you again, first of all, right? And, subscribe to her channel. You've got to see her tonight. You know what a beautiful person she is inside and out, right? Well, she has a YouTube channel just like I do, and hers is going to be pouring into you more personal growth type stuff. I absolutely would love for you to subscribe to her channel. Now, the other important thing to do is watch her video all the way through. If you stop it early, it messes up the algorithm. So even if you can't really finish the whole video, and I know hers are they're a reasonable time length, like within, 10 minutes or less. Let it play out and then go back and rewatch it or something. But, it helps the algorithm to just play it all the way through. Same is true for my channel. So,
yes, it looks for comments, even if it's something as general as, oh, hey, that was good stuff. And then we can have a conversation there. So it looks for comments. And please, Charlotte's stuff, oh my gosh, I love her stuff. So please go watch her channel if you haven't already. And I learned so much from just recently about the bees and the scrubbing brush. And I'm excited for that. And I do have upcoming, I'll give you guys a commercial. My upcoming is limiting beliefs. It's going to be a multi-series because it takes a lot to talk about limiting beliefs, because I lived in limiting beliefs most of my life. So limiting beliefs and how to stop them.
So that's good. Coming up. Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, to be honest, I still need help with goal setting. I'm a scatterbrain kind of person. I lose sight of my goals. So I'm really excited to really dig in more on goals. And then, of course, limiting beliefs. I mean, hello. That is fantastic. But that's all I have for you guys for tonight. So thank you so much for being on. I hope you guys can hear us okay. And Deanna, for the love of my heart, thank you for pouring into us tonight. And anyway, it was wonderful. So bye, you guys. Have a great night.
So we're okay on my end. The cat will stay off the Wi-Fi for a few minutes. So.